Girls of Reddit, what's something guys see done in PRN that you wish they would stop trying to do in real life? Rubbing the clit way too roughly with no spit lube anything. One time I was making out with a dude and he just slapped me. I slapped him back harder. He did not appreciate it. Wonder why. You like that? You ducking? Going from an L to vaginal penetration. By far skipping foreplay. Every man I've been with thinks it's normal to skip foreplay. Like no. Wanting a blowjob but not willing to reciprocate the foreplay. Like nah bro, I'm dry. Edit. I can't believe this is my most upvoted comment on Reddit. And thank you for all the awards. You know when a guy goes to do an L it is just slips in there and he starts hammering away? Don't try to do that. I'm tired of explaining this to partners. And then I have to be like, no. Try with a finger first and then they get grossed out. Like dude. Either you want to stick something in my ass or you don't. My brother told me that him and an ex tried an L one time and she turned to him and said I feel like I'm pooping and his response was I feel like a poop and they decided they weren't into an L. Rough stuff without asking if I'm into it. No. I don't want to be choked, have my hair pulled, get slapped in the face, get slapped on the clit. I don't want a DCK shoved in my face out of the blue. With the expectation that I'll suck it until my eyes are watery and I almost throw up. From what I've heard and experienced, many men out there don't know the meaning of foreplay. Oh, you like it rough? Faceter King. Gagging is not a nice feeling and I quite like breathing. Standing 69. I guess? Unless you intentionally want to crack open the one you're holding upside down. Can't say I don't enjoy seeing it in PRN. Along with lots of other crazy poses. But those are just that. Theatrics. Abella Danger does this often with smaller girls. Look. I just want to wear them like a feed bag. If they happen to suck my DCK while I'm at. All the better. Shoving a woman's hair down while she is already giving you a blowjob. It's strange being a virgin male reading the comments. I don't know how often it pops up in PRN. But can I just say that putting a hand behind a head and pushing it down to your crotch is just awful. Don't do that. If the person you're with doesn't want to suck your DCK, that move is not going to make them want it more. Don't push my head down. I hate it. If you want a BJ, just say it. Expecting us to have sex just because they delivered a pizza to my house. When they freeze randomly during sex and call it buffering. Edit. Who the duck gave this a wholesome award? Probably everything done in PRN has like at least 3 people who actually genuinely like it in real life. So there is no universal answer. But I would hazard most women are not into anything inserted when one is not properly wet lubricated. Doubly so for an L, and in fact an L at all without discussing and consenting first. Anything remotely BDSMY without prior verbal consent and communication. This includes hair pulling, slapping, choking. Please stop choking women unless they ask for it. I know a lot of ladies who get kinky, but it is a huge turn off and actually pretty ducking scary if a guy starts doing it without talking about it beforehand and laying out ground rules and limits related to above. If a guy thinks of PRN as a guideline to sex, he's probably an idiot. Changing positions every 30 seconds. Just don't. It takes time, and attention to detail, e.g. pay attention to the clit. Friends, to get things feeling right. And when she says that's it, keep going. Just like that. Do not immediately go faster. Or change anything at all. You'll murder that budding orgasm before it has a chance to flower. 2 factors can confound even the most well-meaning fellow's attempts to do this. 1. Upon being told to continue what we're doing, our brain may immediately decide to have no idea what the hell we were doing. Much as with many other activities that are instinctive and smooth until we try to focus on them and suddenly can't do to save our lives. 2. The same position that's getting your engine revving may also be working very well for us. Too well. So the choice may be between changing positions and finishing well before you. I love giving deep throats. I just love oral sex in general and really enjoy it when it's more OSI hardcore OSI. However, if you want a woman to deep throat you, expect spit gagging coughing sounds. Sneaking on a woman while she's sleeping and just slip it in while expecting her to wake up and be like, oh yeah, F me baby. It's dry. And it hurts. At least don't do it unless you have consent and know your partner is okay with that. Edit. I'm talking about PRN videos where this happens and the girl wakes up and immediately gets into it. Don't expect that. I mean, yeah. Obviously you shouldn't pay people. Finger blasting. So anyway. Face ducking. It's rude and hell. Unless she said please duck my face. Do not duck her face. I don't want to be facet-ducked. I can't even brush my back teeth and I will vomit on you if you try to facet-duck me. Edit. Yes. I'm sure some people do like it. But the post is asking what I wanted men to stop doing. Edit 2. OMG, my first award and my most liked Reddit comment is about facet-ducking. Jackhammering. Yes. One of my worst times was with a hot older guy. I think he was trying to show off he could be a real stallion, but it was more like a jackrabbit on crack. He would not listen when I asked him to slow down. I could make a 20-kilometer long list of things honestly. But I guess the main three are 1. They think just touching a PSSY with their hands is enough foreplay and immediately try to get their DCK inside. 2. Thinking most women enjoy being brutishly pulled by their hair. 3. Slapping boobs because that's a thing they do in PRN for some reason and it ducking hurts. Who slaps a boob? Boobs are so sensitive. Edit. Y'all TMI. And yes. I get women vary. But unless explicitly told. Why would you do anything to hurt someone? Second edit. I really hope all the Billie Eilish comments are by people closer to her age. Not a girl. But ass to mouth. Like. I'm sorry. Your DCK was just in my actual ass. It is not going in my mouth until you shower. Or at least use some baby wipes or something. Jesus. I can always tell when a guy watches a lot of PRN because some of the positions they try are insane. Lyle, no. I cannot squat on top of you like that. No. My leg does not bend that way. No. Your DCK is not long enough to reach around like that. I'm all for trying new positions to see what's fun. But when you are just copy pasting shit you've seen in PRN without factoring in the two people actually having sex, I get pretty frustrated. I'm very short and my husband is very tall. One time during sex, like 3/4 of the way through, he takes my leg and throws it over his shoulder. So my knee is over his shoulder. This puts my vag at about the level of his belly button. My ass isn't even on the bed at all. I'm just hanging there by one knee. And his penis is about 6 inches away from where it needs to be. Like, what's your plan here, chief? Afterwards he was like, I swear it works in PRN. He did try it again. Not making any noise. Sometimes they think it's still like the idea it's all about the girl, so why make noise? No, I wanna hear you moan, boy. I'm bummed that men think sex is all about penis and hole and that women will be crazy orgasmic just from penetration without any foreplay or passion. I love the feeling of skin against skin. The touching. Kissing. Teasing. Biting. Grabbing. The passion and seduction is missing so much. BC men think sex is like PRN. Skip right down to penis and hole and the woman will enjoy it because that's how it's displayed in PRN. All the passionate parts are what makes sex mind-blowing. And most guys skip right through it. Women's bodies can be so sensitive all around. There's so much to play with to get them hot. But today's men have been taught to focus only on what the camera in PRN focuses on. Women need foreplay. I cannot stress that enough. Very few men I have slept with have initiated foreplay without me saying something, and almost every other one doesn't know what foreplay is or that 30 seconds is an adequate amount of time. Ducking hurts to duck if we are not properly aroused. Also, an L takes time. You can't just shove it in there and pound it out. The majority of women orgasm from clitoral stimulation. Very few women can orgasm from penetration alone. Edit. A larger penis does not automatically mean better sex. I have terrible send with big ducks and great sex with small ones. I've had terrible sex with small ones and great sex with big ones. Don't let the size of your penis lower your confidence. What a lot of men either don't realize or don't care about is that female PRN stars are actors. They're paid to act. Whether they enjoy what's happening on set, hate it, or are completely ambivalent about it, is all secondary. If she wants the check, she's going to have to act like whatever that frothing mongrel is doing to her better be taking her body to Valhalla. Or they'll find someone who will. As for the men in PRN, the vast majority of male actors aren't even considered actors. Sure, they're paid to act, but most are considered to be props. They're simply to help the actress more accurately portray her character. Pushing head down, face ducking, hair pulling, choking, spitting, spanking, degradation, rubbing the clit for 2 seconds and thinking that's enough, tapping their DCK against you as if it's going to make you instantly gush, and so on. More and more women are talking about casual hookups doing these things without even asking. It is becoming normalized when it shouldn't be. Pushing a girl's face in a mattress. It's not SI or cool and get consent. Oh man, I feel sorry for you ladies. There seems to be a lot of dumb methodicas out there. 1. Thinking a small dribble of spit is enough to ram something into her ass, or bag, for that matter. 2. Believing the only good type of sex is hard, fast sex. 3. That weird little flat-handed rub thing they do over the clit, if they even touch it at all, for all of 6 seconds before deciding female foreplay is over. Also, can we please normalize girls touching themselves during sex to orgasm? Or their partners helping out with something other than their throbbing hammer? Studies have shown that a vast number of women do not have a G-spot. I had someone stop me touching myself during sex. He was 100% offended and even said, "I can do it better." "No, you cannot, sir. Duck off." I'm surprised no one here mentioned facials. Never do that to anyone and don't find it arousing whatsoever. In PRN, the women don't look like they enjoy semen in their eyes. Most of it. Stop setting expectations that normal people are anything like what you're watching. Like we're probably not willing or able to do half of the weird things you see. The actress is getting paid to act like she enjoys it. Not all women like hardcore sex. So please ask before you start hurting them. Hammering in right away. Seriously. Slow down. Get some motion in. Otherwise you'll hurt her. Also, an L to normal sex is a no-go for many health reasons. If you're doing doggy style or something similar, where your DCK can reach in really deep, be careful too. And lastly, listen to your partner, not a script. Don't rub the bean too hard. If you spit on me, we're gonna switch from ducking to fighting real quick. Slapping their meat on my treasure box a bunch of times right before getting down to business. Just trying to be polite. Was told to always knock before coming in. Being silent or super violent dirty talk. In most hetero PRN, the women are super vocal and the guys occasionally maybe grunt, or the men just call the women bitches, SLTS, or other demeaning or violent things. Can we just get some guys voicing their pleasure or saying nicer things? Being dead quiet. Queer lady here. Stop trying to get in the pants of actual lesbians. It's not that they hate you. They are just 100% not interested and you're not on her radar. Lesbian PRN is totally different from what real sex is like between two women. Spit on the girl's vulva. It is not SY. That stupid vibratory fingers in the general vicinity of the clitoris thing. It doesn't do anything. Thinking they can shove their DCK in with little to no foreplay. Expecting you to suck their DCK but then thinking some mediocre fingering is a fair exchange. Also do not ducking grab my head. Ugh. I have zero SZOL experience and I will confidently tell you all that 95% of these replies are common sense. Can't believe there are actually guys out there that do that. It turns me off so hardcore when they spit on their hand and wipe it on you. Or worse. Spit right on their DCK before sliding it in. We're adults. We're allowed to have real lube. Or more foreplay. If we're gonna get crazy. I had to tell my BF not to fishhook my mouth with his finger when we first started dating. Slapping their DCKS with die-hard level enthusiasm on my fragile lady flower. A few on here have mentioned dudes jackhammering away on not using enough foreplay. I have found as a man. Same is often true with women. I am a slow lover. I do to women what I want done to me and hope they catch on. If they don't, I will let them know. I really enjoy teasing a partner. Because I like to teased. I take a very long time with foreplay because I also enjoy foreplay. I really enjoy giving oral and getting my partner off before they even touch me. Problem I've had too many times is that after all that build up and me getting them off, many just try to get me off as quick and dirty, not in a good way, as possible. Really more of a problem with hookups and casual sex than with partners. But still. That's frustrating. Spit. Spit is not lube. It's not SY. And if you spit on me, don't go after the clitoris like you're shooting someone in Fortnite. That does not feel good. TLDR. Don't be an accidental rapist. In PRN they rarely ask first or check in with their partner. In real life that shit can traumatize people, especially if you suddenly start doing something new. And especially if it's potentially rough or painful or demeaning or unsafe. I feel like most of the SZOL assault I've experienced was guys just trying stuff they saw in PRN without asking me first. If you don't give someone a chance to say no, you're taking away their ability to control what happens to their body. Get consent. Worried it'll be too awkward? It's less awkward than finding out later that a fun night for you was traumatic and devastating for the other person. Can my answer be all of it? The inability for guys to understand that PRN is not SX is staggering. Question for the NL proponents in here. Why would you want to talk someone into something they're clearly not into? How is that enjoyable for you? Knowing that the other person is wincing. Or not into it? Duck that. That's ducking awful. Foreplay. Like. Seriously? At least make me horny before trying to duck me. It's not just about you. Don't lick my asshole. Don't do it. One thing I haven't seen here yet is when they spit on your PSSY. Like you. Eat it like a grown up. Spitting is just yuck and lazy and actually quite degrading really. And I agree with most of these other comments. Shti is rough out there by the sounds of it. Vigorous vaginal fingering. That sounds like Cards Against Humanity. And it should be. I'm calling it. Being rough with boobs. Please be gentle. Not a girl but where's all the kissing and making out? That's what gets my engine revved up. I feel like the amount of this in PRN is extremely limited. Surprised no one has seemed to mention this. Wait. You guys are having sex? 1. Shower SX. Honestly. It's annoying. It doesn't hit the spot. And I am just cold. The water gets rid of the natural lubrication and I feel like I have rug burn on my pelvic area in the end. 2. Standing SX. Unless we are the absolute perfect height or you can carry my fat ass. It's not going to work. This also contributes to why shower SX sucks. 3. Fingering. I want to come hither or an up down motion and to keep it. Not sudden finger blasting. My cervix isn't a target. I can't understand why any guy would want to duck a girl's asshole when there's a PSSY2 away. As a dude I never understood an L. Like WTF, there is a hole that was literally designed by evolution for ducking. Expect us to worship their cocks. Possibly the ugliest part of their body. No, it's not great. No, it's not remarkable. Its only particularity is that it's yours, and that does not make it more beautiful than any other eye or you have seen. Now can I get back to groping your ass? So basically 90% of the answers have one consequence. Communicate with your partner. Ask if the action is okay. Ask what can make the other person feel more comfy. Ask for directions for speed and preference from your partner. Take it slow and gradually add up the pace. You are having sex, not driving a race car. It's not impressive when you are giving uncomfortable blowjobs, as well as being in a position where you are the only person who feel good. The only PRN people should get reference from is Japanese female-oriented PRN. They have realistic passe and foreplay. When they eat my shredded exoskeleton before I have a chance to decapitate them and lay my clutch of eggs in their throat cavity. Thinking they can just shove their entire DCK down my throat. Like I don't have tonsils or a gag reflex. Lol. I hope you enjoy vomit on you. Note: I have only thrown up on one guy. Cause he held me down on it when I gagged. His bad. Don't try to hit the cervix. That shitty hurts. Going through these comments makes me a happy gay person. Christ. I was really lucky my last partner knew how important foreplay was and took his time to make sure both of us wanted to do whatever we were going to do. Any face ducking or shoving DCKS in either hole down there without confirmed consent is full on sexual assault, and it's going to traumatize the victim for life. Sexual assault can happen in so many different forms. It doesn't have to involve knives, dark alleys, RP drugs, and or bruises for it to hurt. Apparently a single finger thrust, rather forcibly, in and out of your vagina really fast is pleasurable. I haven't seen a lot of PRN, but apparently that's a popular one. Username checks out. It's kind of all relative because each person has different things they like and don't like. But I would say doing anything new without asking if we want to do it. Seeing something in PRN doesn't mean it's a normal thing that all women want to do. Also stop with the finger ducking. It's doing nothing for me. Give my clit some attention for goodness sake. No one. I mean no one. Is enjoying all those DCKS at once. It's a pose. Sorry guys. As always. PRN is bad for society. I can't imagine what it's like being a young teenager who's clueless about sex having to exist in the age of the internet, where the first exposure is seeing 50 Japanese businessmen ejaculate on the same woman and then attempting to go forward with courtships from there. 50 men ejaculate on the same woman and then attempting to go forward with courtships from there. The Bachelorette? That show's been on for years. Edit. Thanks for the award. Half-acid cunnilingus, where the guy is just licking and not actually doing anything stimulating and only lasts for like 2 freaking minutes. Don't get me excited thinking I'm about to get the good stuff just to let me down. Biting the clit. What about the things we want them to start trying? That would be way more inspiring. Spit lube. Has to be the spit lube. Or just jackhammering away before the vagina has a chance to get used to the fact something just entered it, lol. Shove it in. Pretend it's the wrong hole. Stop thinking you can make a woman orgasm in 3 minutes orally or duck just in general. Quit thinking an orgasm means we squirt on you. Oh yeah, it's PSS most likely. I guess some girls will be into this, but I've always hated how guys going down on a girl and suck their pupace and labia like it's ducking spaghetti, yanking it away from their body. Or just lashing her face on a clit like you're a muppet.